silence over the past few months. It was a necessary pause, time for introspection, reflection, and handling things in life. So that time has come now with the divine blessings. Returning today on International Women's Day, it feels perfectly aligned. The things that have been guiding forces in my life are Srimad Bhagavad Gita and yoga. So it feels so perfectly aligned that we are going to dive into Bhagavad Gita Shloka from Vibhuti Yoga, the 10th Adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, especially the 34th Shloka, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna describes his supreme glories through 7 divine feminine qualities. These aren't just words on a page, these are the energies that we can embody right now. Through the Gita and yoga, we are going to anchor these 7 truths into our physical practice. And I want to dedicate this session to the women who have shaped us, our mothers, our teachers, and all the wonderful women in our family and friend circles and friends. From the Dhṛti, resolve of a working mother, to the Kṣamā, forgiveness of a grandmother, their strength is in our DNA, right? So let us practice today to honor them and to awaken these same divine seeds within ourselves. And it is a continuous sadhana. We cannot achieve it in one day, but we have to keep trying. Persistence and the persistent sadhana is the key. Let us recite this beautiful shloka from Bhagavad Gita, the 34th shloka from the 10th Adhyaya. Mrityuh sarvaharaschahamudbhavascha bhavishyatam Kīrti shrirvakcha narinam Smṛtir Medhā Dhṛti Kṣamā. Yes. And also there's an interesting thing that we learn from our scripture. These feminine qualities that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is talking about in this particular shloka. Prasuti, the daughter of Swayambhu Manu, had married the forefather of humankind, Prajapati, Daksha Prajapati. And they had 24 daughters. 5 of these were considered the best of women: Kīrti Devi, Smṛti Devi, Medhā Devi, Dhṛti Devi, and Kṣamā Devi. And Shri, as we know, was the daughter of Swej Bhrigu, and Vak was the daughter of Brahma. In accordance with their respective names, these 7 women are the presiding deities of these 7 qualities that are mentioned in this particular shloka. So here Shri Krishna enlists these as his vibhustis or glories. So the point that we have to understand here is these are actually the qualities that are found where the Lord is. In fact, these qualities are inherent in us, but we have to strive to actually inculcate those in us, just like how there is Paramatma in every Jivatma, but to realize that we have to work hard at it. This is the spiritual sadhana that we talk about. Now, let us look at the some yoga poses that correspond to these 7 divine feminine qualities. First up is the Kīrti. We often think of this Kīrti as the fame, name in a materialistic context. But Kīrti, if you look at the deeper meaning, it is actually the glory of one's character, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. That pose, it represents the steady, noble pose with the arms in the folded namaskara mudra, reaching toward the expansive sunrise. It emphasizes receiving the divine light. Shri, grace or abundance. It is not just the materialistic wealth, it is the grace that one carries in one's movement and the abundance in one's heart. The pose here, Trikonasana, creates a stable base while opening the heart. It reminds us that true abundance comes from a place of grounded strength. And each one of us are capable of this. Again, we have to keep practicing. Walk, this is speech, right? Using one's voice to uplift others rather than tearing them down that is how we should be using our speech. Speaking our truth with kindness, that is the thing that we need to practice and make it inherent quality, right? Now, the pose that we are looking at here is targeting the throat chakra, the energetic center of communication. So this encourages us to lead with our hearts and speak words that are both true and beneficial to others. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, satyam apriyam na bruyat. Smṛti, mindfulness or memory. It is the ability to remember one's true nature and purpose even when the life gets chaotic, which happens quite often, right? The pose here creates a safe foundation. The chest is lifted and the mind is subtly introverted, fostering introspection. It connects one with one's foundational self, making space for the true memory of the soul. It is now a Medhā, intelligence or discernment. We live in the fast phase of artificial intelligence, but the Medhā or the intelligence that we are talking about here is the true intelligence, the grounded intelligence, the Vijnanamaya layer that the Almighty has blessed us with. So it is not just the bookish knowledge, but the wisdom to know which path leads to peace and which path leads us to stress. So here the pose it is can be used as a stable and a pose that a seated pose that promotes this stillness, and it leads way when we are calm and composed. It helps us in introspection and preparing us for the deep insight. So we won't get swayed by our manomaya kosha, but we will be able to apply the discernment. Dhṛti, the resolve or fortitude, it is the inner strength that keeps us going when we want to quit. Right here, the pose, the Tadasana, which is the foundational pose for any standing asana that we do in yoga. This helps in grounding by aligning the body vertically and making sure the weight is balanced on both our feet, rooting into the earth. We are actively connecting with the unwavering stability, just like how not to get swayed with life's challenges without losing our roots. So this is what helps us face the challenges with resilient calm. Kṣamā, the seventh divine quality, forgiveness or patience. This is the quality of letting go of an old grudge to free oneself, not just the other person. Right. So here, the child pose or balasana, it's the ultimate pose of surrender and softening, bowing low. We are releasing all the burdens and softening the ego. This pose physically embodies the gentle, unconditional compassion. So this is like one of the key quality that will make things easier, relationships better. Again, it is a continuous practice and sadhana. Thank you all for walking this path with us today. Let us remember everything between birth and death is a practice of these seven divine virtues. These virtues are not outside of us, but they are within us. They're us. We just have to try to inculcate, to practice, and make them a part of our individuality. May there be peace in our speech, peace in our mind, and also peace in our soul. Let us try to find Dhṛti in our challenges and Kṣamā in our hearts. Until we meet again, Namaste. And just a quick request before we conclude. Think of one woman or a special woman in your life who embodies one of these seven qualities. Maybe a friend who has this incredible wisdom, or a sister with the unshakable Dhṛti, or your mother who has this Kṣamā, the forgiveness. So request you to share this video with them and tell them which quality you see in them. Let's use this day to mirror back the divinity we see in each other. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Tat Sat.